Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Duck the Gamer back again with another video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be doing something kind of different. I don't know how many YouTubers have actually done this on Clash of Clans, but what I'm going to be doing is raiding for an hour straight. So this is kind of my tutorial on how to get loot in Clash of Clans, because every single stream I managed to get like 4 or 5 million of each gold and elixir, and then a few thousand, like maybe even 10,000 dark elixir each and every stream. So I'm coming to you guys today with the tutorial on how I basically managed to farm that fast, and I also want to see myself how much loot, gold and elixir I can get in 1 hour of raiding. So I'll be gymming my king and queen and also my barracks, and then I'll be using this attack strategy or composition. It's 10 wall breakers to get in to the last compartment, or like 1 or 2 compartments to get the 50% I need, and then 25 goblins to just kind of get the outside collectors, then 100 archers, and then not 6 barbarians. It's actually should be 75 barbs and 100 archers. That is the composition I'll be using today, and I am recording this video on my computer on BlueStacks. My other program was kind of tripping. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but I am using BlueStacks, so I am on my computer. So unfortunately, I do not have the advantage of being able to use multiple fingers at once to place troops, but still I manage every single stream to, or not every single raid, but mostly probably like 80% I can get 50% on the base that I attack. But if Clash of Clans, like uploading Clash of Clans and streaming does end up getting and going pretty well, I will try to get an Android tablet and start recording on there and streaming on there, because it will be a lot more efficient for me personally to be raiding on a tablet or some sort of Android device where I can use multiple fingers at once for attacking. So but that is in the long run. Maybe in a few weeks I will be able to get that, but I do have a stopwatch open on my desktop, and I won't be showing every single raid, but I will be showing as much as I can, and I will keep a tally on screen of how much gold and elixir I've got throughout the whole 1 hour cycle, and then at the end we will go back, wrap it up, and then go back over the video as a whole. So yeah, let's do this. Alright, so like I said before, I won't be searching, or I won't be showing every single raid. That was kind of a questionable one, but I do want to talk in the first few minutes of this episode and show you guys what kind of bases I end up looking for. Usually Town Hall 8s or Town Hall 9s. I don't think I've ever attacked a Town Hall 10, and now this base does have loot. As you can see, it has 400k gold, 500k elixir, but sadly the defenses cover way too many of the collectors, and some loot is still in the storages themselves. So you want to look for bases, AFK bases with a lot of loot in the collectors, not necessarily the storages, because with Barch you can't really get too much of the inside storages. So once again, looks sort of like an AFK base, but if you look at the collectors, there's not much elixir and there's not much gold in each of the collectors. Like usually this will be filled up, and I'll show you guys when I find a good raid as an example, but I'm gonna keep on searching until I find a base and then show you guys what I'm sort of looking for when I attack. Alright, so I am going to attack this base. I know it doesn't have a ton of loot, but I have been searching for 4 minutes. And you want to search for as little time as possible, because the more time you spend searching, the less time you'll actually be able to be raiding. So I'm attacking this base because a majority of the collectors on the outside, not 100%, but also the compartments are quite big, and it is a quite low level Town Hall 9 base. So it has clan castle. It's very rare in my opinion that I ever find bases with clan castle troops, so you shouldn't have to worry about that too much. But I like to use kind of a quarter of my troops on each side of the base. I try to attack in fourths, and then make sure I usually forget to use my goblins, so make sure you guys do use your goblins. And the goal of this raid is to also get 50%, because if you're farming, you're finding a lot of loot. You don't want to continuously lose, because if you're continuously losing attacks, then you're going to drop trophies, you're not going to find the same bases, and so your raiding probably won't be as successful as it can be. So I'm in gold 1 right now, closer to crystal. I don't know why that little screen popped down, but anyways, there are some loons still up. We're at 26%. We've only got 100k gold, and that's because right here, there are 2 gold collectors. So I will be trying to break into these. So I'm gonna put 5 wall breakers right here. Maybe some goblins. So it didn't get in. The goblins might be able to get in. Okay, barely. I am going to put the rest of the goblins. This isn't... Oh, that's actually the wall breakers. So rip that. This raid has gone quite horrid. I do have some spells. I will put a raid spell right here. Does not get the queen. Almost gets the queen. This is probably the worst example I could give you guys as a first raid. Usually I'll find bases with 300 to 400,000 or 300 to 400,000 loot of each, but once again, this was kind of a bad raid. We're not going to be getting the 50% sadly, so I'm just going to take the L because we spent 6 minutes searching for loot and only got 170k of each. But my troops are already trained up. I already have my composition. Let me just fix this real quick. I already have my composition in quick train, so I just click train, click attack, and then we start looking for more bases. Okay, so this base has 700,000 gold, and I don't know, some of the gold are in the storages, and we might not be able to get the 50%, but we have only been searching for around a minute and a half, so this is quite a good loot rate for us. We're gonna try to get as much gold as we can because, in my opinion, gold is more valuable than elixir, especially for upgrades. So we're going to try to get all this loot that we can and then see what happens at the end of the raid. So 2 losses in a row is not what we were looking for. We didn't manage to get 389k and 335k, but we have lost like almost 50 trophies in 2 raids, which is definitely not what we were looking for. Alright, so it looks like we got another base attack. I think some of the loot might be in these storages themselves, which is not, once again, ideal, but hopefully we can manage to get the 50% this time. I think we will be able to. And then also most, or if not all, of the loot available. Alright, so we did manage to get the 50%, but for some reason, like the gold, like some collectors had a lot of gold and some collectors didn't have a lot of gold. So unfortunately, we did not get the full amount that was listed on the base, but still not a bad raid. Not too good of a raid for everything else, but the Dark Elixir we did get a pretty decent amount. Alright, so once again, I really wasn't expecting to get every single bit of loot into the base, but we did. 700 Dark Elixir as well, and 5 cups, so that's always a good bonus. Okay, so another Town Hall 8. I don't really know why I'm finding so many Town Hall 8s, because usually I find the majority of my bases with all the AFK loot are Town Hall 9s, but I'm not complaining. Just kind of confused. If I can get all of the gold, that'd be kind of amazing, but once again, don't know how well that's going to work out. Alright, so we got the 50% without even having to use any of our spells, heroes, or anything like that. So 350k, 250k, and 300 Dark Elixir. Not too bad, but once again, that was a very quick raid. I was only searching for a minute, so I think that's pretty much a success. Alright, so this is a perfect example of a base that has a ton of AFK loot, but sadly, the collectors are inside walls and extremely surrounded by defenses. So attacking this base, you'd probably be able to get like 150k of each, and you wouldn't be able to get the 1 star. So I'm sadly gonna have to skip it. It doesn't break my heart, but it kind of sucks having to skip those really good AFK bases. Just as I said, hopefully we'll get lucky. I run across this 500k gold base. I might attack it, honestly. The compartments are open. There's probably a lot of bombs in there, and I don't know. I'm kind of tired of searching, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get some loot. There we go, 50%, pretty successful raid. 370k, 350k, and then 700 Dark Elixir. Once again, kind of surprised, to be honest, that I even got that raid to begin with. But once again, not complaining whatsoever. And another thing is, I'm very close to maxing out my gold storages, so I will upgrade a few walls right here. I know it's gonna like make my loot look a bit different, but I will have the tally already on screen, so that is not a big deal whatsoever. So I just spent 3 million gold upgrading my walls, but we are still good for the tally. Alright, so huge AFK base here. I think all the loot is gettable, and then there are a lot of buildings on the outside, so 50% once again seems very possible and actually very likely for this raid. So I'll catch you at the end of it. So we did get the 50%, but sadly, we only got 270k of each. We did get 1k Dark Elixir, so that's also pretty good in 9 cups. So not a bad raid overall, but not what I was expecting to get. Alright, so a nice little 500k loot raid. Town Hall 8 didn't really need, or feel the need to commentate. It was a very small raid, but I think there is around 8 minutes left in my attacking thing. So possibly I will be able to get in 2 more attacks. Be very close. I know I can get in at least 1 more attack, but 2... I think we'll be pushing it a little bit, so we'll see what happens. Holy crap. Okay. This might be our last raid. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for the for 1 more, but I'm gonna go ahead and attack this Town Hall 9. I'm not sure how much loot I've gotten so far, but I started at around 5 millish, upgraded 3 walls, and then I think I've got around 3 million gold, and usually you get the same amount of gold as you elixir, so I'm pretty sure I'm at least above 5 million loot for this hour session, and this could put me possibly over 6 million. We will see about this raid. This will be kind of interesting to see how this plays out. Alright, so I did manage to get a 50%, but I did manage to get 340k gold and 230k elixir, so not as much as obviously that was advertised for the base, but still not too bad overall for the raid. So we're at 5.3 million. I think we've got around 3 million gold and definitely a lot of elixir, but I'm gonna go train. Let's see how much troops I have left. I'm looking at around 3 minutes left on my stopwatch, so we're actually like 2.5 minutes, and I think it's going to take more than maybe just at 2.5 minutes, but still I'm only allotting myself an hour for this challenge, so I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for the challenge. I would of course attack more if I could. So on screen right now is going to be the results. I don't know, but I'm assuming it's around 6 million loot total, if not at least 5 million. My guess is at least 5 million loot total. So that's actually a pretty good rating series. It started off kind of bad, and it really does depend on your luck. So that's basically the bases I attack. I attack bases where the 50% is possible, not guaranteed. Your troops definitely help. Your clan castle definitely does help when attacking, and I just use barbs, archers, goblins, and wall breakers for the attack strategy. Very simple. Spread them out around the base, and of course, if you're on like a tablet or phone, you can use multiple fingers, and I would definitely recommend that because you can overload the defenses, and then actually it'd be a more efficient attack because only doing like one side at a time lets the defenses focus on like more troops. So it kind of sucks that I can only do this on a computer right now. I might do an updated version on my iPad, but 5 million loot in 1 hour is definitely a good rating session. Basically, that's 5 level 9 walls, or like half of a Town Hall 9 upgrade, and then it's not that bad. So if you guys did enjoy this tutorial, and if you did learn anything from this Town Hall 9 or just generally a farming tutorial, make sure to drop a like on this video. And also, if you do want to see any new or special types of videos, let me know in the comment section below, because I am taking requests and I will be trying to fill them as the days and weeks go on into summer. So yeah, other than that, it has been your boy Duck the Gamer, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.